what if I screw up when I'm talking, Ashley?
Who knows?
Guess what? I gotta blow my nose. May I please,
Oh, God.
may I please have a Kleenex, Josh? And I washed my hair for you.
Are you gonna say that on the film too?
I don't think so. I think we're gonna leave that off. You guys, it is the greatest day because we have sweet Ashley Darryl here with us, and we couldn't make the video work because she is on location and the Wi-Fi, the ding dong Wi-Fi wasn't working out. But Ashley, thank you for coming on, sweetie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we've never met, right? But I totally stalked you on Instagram like a psycho.
Well, I felt like I already know you then.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, I'm your stalker. But what we did was, a while back on Hanover Avenue, we were talking about doing really vibrant colors in a dining room. We did an orange dining room, and we found Ashley's amazing green dining room. So when I called her, and I'm gonna pull up the first slide, when I called her to see if she wanted to be our featured designer, she told me that this is where you live, which I love, Ashley.
Yes. I have to walk into my house and feel a little excited once in a while, so I put green on the walls.
I love it. No, I really love it. And you know what I really love? We were trying to figure out, is this actually your entryway?
So obviously I live in New York City where all the apartments are super small and we have to do, you know, a little bit of, what is it called? Two in one rooms.
Creative designing.
So this is my foyer that was so large that I didn't know what to do with. So I put a round table and then pulled up some chairs and said it's my entry and dining room.
But I love that. And even in gigantic houses, I love it when there's a big table in the entryway. Don't you just feel like it's so inviting?
Yes, exactly.
I love it. So you picked this amazing, vibrant green, which I think so often people are afraid to really just go for broke with color. But can you tell our readers a little bit about why you decided to just take the plunge? What gave you the courage to do that?
Well, when I worked for Jeff Lincoln Interiors, he decided to do another color green in his office space. Because he said that green makes people feel happy. You know how different colors make you feel different ways?
Yeah.
Like red is angry, blue is somber. So green is supposed to be a color that makes you feel happy and excited. So I wanted to do something that made me feel excited when I walked into my home after a long day of work of looking at all kinds of interior design stuff here and there. And the rest of the apartment is completely neutral with gray and beige and whites and little touches of green and blue.
Right.
So it's really just when you walk in, you get this burst of color, and then the rest of the rooms are very neutral.
I love this shade though. It feels like it has a bit of blue in it. It doesn't feel like that. You know how sometimes green can go a bit too yellow?
Right. It definitely has blue in it.
I love it. Well, and so let's go to the next slide because this is just a great Saarinen table, right?
Yep.
So she just used this iconic Saarinen table and pulled up, are these just kind of industrial chairs that you just pulled up around it?
These are vintage metal black chairs, you know, the French bistro chairs.
Right.
I found them in Fredericksburg, Texas, maybe 15 years ago when I was going to camp there.
Well, you know, and that's funny too because so some of the best flea markets, we should say to our readers, you find off the beaten path, don't you?
Oh, you want to know where the best flea market is?
Tell me.
Canton, Texas.
Shut up. Never been. Wait, are you serious? Wait, is that Round Top? No.
No. Well, I don't want to say the best flea market. Canton is great. Round Top is awesome. Brimfield is awesome. The ones in Connecticut are awesome. So they all have their own like you know, characters about them.
Yeah, they do.
Each one provides something different.
Well, you know, and that's the thing. So people come from all over and they put their booths out and you can really haggle. Don't you love doing that?
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, just get it down, get the price down. Well then, so where did you find that amazing chandelier?
Brimfield, Massachusetts.
Get out of town. Was that another flea market?
It's the flea market. It's rattan with wood tassels, and when I saw it, I was like, need this now.
You know, but the thing that I love about this is it has these very angular kind of modern lines, but then it harks back to something that feels totally vintage. Don't you love that about it?
Yep, that's what I'm going for.
You know, the other thing too that I like is that you did the candelabra bulbs in it. I think a lot of people now are always defaulting. I mean, in one of my chandeliers, I have the frosted round bulbs, but I think on this shape, that candelabra bulb kind of echoes the, you know, the whole shape of the chandelier. I love that.
Right. I always love to mix vintage and modern things together. I just need to make sure when I'm doing it that they make sense together, because you could always pull a modern and a vintage piece together and it makes no sense.
Yes.
So that's always my goal, is to make sure they do make sense. And here I was trying to go, you know, with homage to the squares, which feels modern, yet it's still old.
Yes.
And then bringing in vintage bistro chairs, vintage chandelier and rattan, because I love this, like, not beachy feel, but this natural feel, like with the sisal and the rattan and that kind of, you know, the fibrous pieces.
Even the bowl that you picked, that organic bowl on the Saarinen table. No, I love that. And I
didn't want to go too modern with the round bulb, and it just not make sense on the chandelier.
Well, and so when you're saying that you like blending the vintage with the modern, can you impart any like little trick, or does it feel like it's just kind of where you know it and you see it and it works, or is there something that you tend to look for to make it work?
I wish I could say there's some sort of method to the madness, but honestly, it just, like, it either looks good or it doesn't in my visual.
Right. Well, and I mean, see, and that kind of is the mark of just a brilliant designer. But I mean, one thing just objectively looking at it that I can see that I love about it, again, is these angles in the chandelier. They're beginning to echo what's happening with the Albers, the Joseph Albers prints. Are those real or are they prints?
They're prints.
Okay, if they were legit, or are they legit, or are they just prints?
Well, that's the question, because I also bought those at the same time I bought the chandelier, and I bought them from an art dealer out in Brimfield, and they were, I think I got the price down to $1,500 for the 3, and he wrote on a receipt, like, saying that they were authentic prints and yada yada yada, and they're in gold leaf frames. So I want to say yes.
I think we should say yes. We should say they're legit. Well, but that's what I'm saying. So the angles in these prints begin to kind of echo the angle that's happening in the chandelier. And then I love that you brought in that chair that is inherently a square. Don't you think that looks great?
And everyone hates that chair.
Why?
Because it has this manual Cano, I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Right. Yeah.
This, like, silk velvet leopard, like, little dots on it. I'm like, I'm obsessed with this. And everyone that comes in is like, ew, it's so like Flintstone.
No, it's not. Ignore them. That's hot poo.
It's a Billy Baldwin chair. I mean, you can't go wrong with Billy Baldwin and leopard.
No, it's
velvet.
It's amazing. But that's what I'm saying. So guys, so when you see how she's merging together these hybrids, sometimes when you're pulling together modern and vintage, it can look a bit heavy-handed. So you want to try to think about, you know, common shapes. Another thing that I think is really important to think about too, Ashley, is mixing, you know, mixing the hard shapes then with a very intentional smooth shape, which is what I like what you did with the Saarinen table.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this next view, which is this amazing Mira that you've got this vignette going on. Is that a little dresser, or what is that?
This is a console table that was made. The top is the green metal, and the base are made of 2 Victorian columns that have been cut in half with a metal bracket in between.
No way. Oh, did you have that made, or did you find that?
Someone had made it already, and when I saw it, I was like, I need to buy this. And all these things, when I was buying, were for people. They weren't meant to stay in my house.
Oh, really? No, that's great.
So I just ended up keeping all these things because I liked the way they looked all together instead of selling them, which is what I should have done.
Well, no, I love them, and I like too, you know, I love that you did the combination of those 2 different shaped obelisks.
Oh yes, the brass ones are vintage, and the antique mirrored ones, I got them from Williams-Sonoma on sale. I was like, what are these? And then I started seeing them at Restoration Hardware, obviously, because they, you know, have everything there now.
Yeah, I love those. I had no idea those weren't legit. But you know, the other thing too that I thought was so cool is I think some people would have been scared to mix, the antique glass with the antique mirror, and I thought that looked so good pairing those together.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I love antique mirrors, so shining everywhere.
But look, guys, and so again, and this is where I think probably Ashley's not even aware of her genius as she's composing this space, but again, we have these hard angled lines in the obelisks, same with around the mirror that's echoed again in the light fixture and the Alber's prints, but then we've got the circles that then pick up on the table. Is the room a square?
The room is a square.
Yeah, it is a square.
Square with archways, you know, going to each room.
Right. That's beautiful. Here's a close-up too, you guys, of the obelisks, and I love that you put art books in your dining room.
Oh yeah, art books go everywhere.
They do, right? They're shoes. I have an art book problem, like an addiction. Do you have a problem with it?
Oh, I have stacks of art books that I use on projects when I'm photographing them, because somehow my clients never make it to buying the good big books by the time I need to like photograph the apartment. So I'm literally lugging these things to each project when I'm about to photograph these apartments. It's crazy.
They're your prop babies. I love prop babies.
Props, exactly.
Well, we're obsessed with this room. We're so grateful that you wanted to share your real house with all of our readers, and I really want you guys to just embrace her love and her fearlessness with this color. It is such a lovely thing to have a dining room with a big bold hue. I think it just makes entertaining more fun. And we should also talk, Ashley, a little bit about your career and how you got started. So you're in New York as an up-and-coming rising star. You might be a star already. Ashley's killing it. She's killing it. And
oh, come on.
Come on. I mean, she really is. She's being published all over the place. We're very lucky to have her on Hanover Avenue. But do you just work on projects now all over the country?
I'm happy being the small firm that I am with a few people running around for me, and I'm kind of doing more of the design work.
Right.
Which is what I've always wanted to do. You know, I started off working for other people and running around for them, and never really able to do design work until later on, you know, once you've paid your dues.
Yes.
So now it's my turn where I get to do the fun stuff and then leave all the other stuff to other people that are looking to, you know, rise like I tried to do.
Well, you know, we call that managing down.
Right. So I try and take on projects that are, you know, whether they're in New York or Connecticut or the Hamptons, you know, close enough that it makes it easy for me to take on multiple projects versus, you know, one or two.
That's great advice, Ashley. For anyone that is kind of an up-and-coming designer, I think that's smart that you're trying to keep it manageable. Well, we love this dining room. We're thrilled that you wanted to come on. I'm so grateful that you wanted to do this with us.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
I know. Well, we will have all of this online for you guys to explore and play with. We'll have a buying guide where you can find many of these things. And please don't forget to check Ashley out. Her Instagram feed is amazing. She's on Pinterest. And, you know, everyone should also just go dive into your website, because the rooms and the houses that she is working on are solid gold, girl. You got the tiger by the tail. You do.
Thank you.
Well, I'm so happy. I hope I get to meet you the next time I'm in New York. Let me take you out to coffee.
Please call me when you're in town next time.
I feel like if I stand next to you, it's going to look like I ate you.
Oh, please.
You're the teeniest little thing I've ever seen. I'm like 6 feet tall and a little bit overweight right now.
No, then I'll make sure I wear my high heels.
Okay, yeah. You can wear high heels and a padded coat, and then we'll equal each other out, right?
Done.
We were so lucky to have Ashley Darryl in the studio with us. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, you guys. We'll see you next week. And don't forget to hit what? I can't. It's like asking for money. If you love this video and you want to see more, head to HanoverAvenue.com. And if you love and don't forget to subscribe. Hang on. If you like this video and you want to see more, head to HanoverAvenue.com. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here.